Hello, welcome to the January Jumpstart with KathiLee. This is Crafting with KathiLee. Thank you for visiting my channel. January Jumpstart is a design team collab, I guess, project. I'm not sure what I want to call it. It's a fresh creative restart with Scrapbooking with Me Crafts and the design team, of which I am a member. We're going to do simple projects, creative information, and organized crafting. The organized crafting part, some of the designers might share organizational tips, but also weekly organizational tips will be provided from Miss E. So, my prompts, we have a prompt, several prompts that we could choose from. The prompt that I chose for this week is, let's go out here. Okay, we had a list of different prompts we could try. My prompt for today is pockets with tags. And then on 111, I will do a project on making belly bands. And on 118, I will be doing a project on making side tucks. And on 125, I will be doing a project on adding washi tape to tags. Excuse me. I may be doing more than one video rather than do a whole bunch of projects in one video. I'm going to focus on just maybe one quick tag or technique to do each day. So today is pockets with tags, and I do want to show you what kit I'm going to be using. Again, these kits are from Scrapbooking with Me, and they are digital kits that we can print out. And let's take a look. This one I'm just going to flip through real quick. I've already cut a couple for another project. There's just tons of stuff. This is called Winter Bliss. Winter something like that. I don't know. I can't remember now. Anyway, I'll put it in the comments. So all these fun images. Again, you can see a pocket there. Lots of tags. Some fun images. These ones are full size. I printed them at 2 to a page, so half size. These ones I printed full size. You can see there are just endless fun pages. And I did not even print the whole collection. There's 3 different files for this collection, and then I just selected pages out of the different ones, and some of them I printed half page. These ones were full page images. I printed half page. This was a full page image. This one I printed half pages, and I think that's it. So the first one I want to show you is sometimes we don't have it's nice when we have these pockets. That's great. We can use them. We can do them. But sometimes we don't have a pocket. So this first one is going to be an alternative to a pocket when you don't have a pocket. So I'm going to set these aside and put them up here maybe. And I'm going to show you my first idea for a pocket. This is, you may have seen another video where I use these. They're the things you put, some of the restaurants stick silverware in instead of napkins. I personally much prefer the napkins, but the trend is to not use napkins. So I'm going to make a little pocket out of this. Probably should use my trimmer, but I'm feeling a little dangerous and a little non-conforming today. So if any of you know me, you know non-conforming is not my thing. So I kind of fibbed there. I just don't feel like getting my trimmer. So I'm going to cut this so it'll have like an envelope type top. And I'm just using Creative Memories decal scissors. And I don't know how deep do I want my pocket. I think I want my pocket. That's a good question, right? Maybe I should have had that. I think I want it a little bit deeper than that, so I'm going to angle this a little bit more. And again, there's no right or wrong here. As you know, I'm not a junk journaler. I think I sometimes do a pretty good job of faking it, but it's not my thing. Okay, so I'm going to go in here, and I'm going to use this piece here, I think. I'm going to flip this forward like this so I know where I want to cut. And I'm going to reach in here and do the best I can. This here I'm going to just trim with a straight scissor. These are kind of tricky to work with because they are never quite balanced and even, but I'm just going to trim that off and trim that off and hope it doesn't mess things up, but we'll see. So that one is stuck to it. Not good. But we're just going to trim that again. So probably going to cover that up anyway. So I did that. And now to keep this nice, I'm going to take my glue and just put a dab there to keep that down. And then I'm going to put a dab there to keep that down. I don't think I even got a piece of glue in there. So I don't want to get it on the other side, so I'm just going to do that. Hopefully that'll stay down. If you can see me, sorry, I got out of the camera. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, so I'm going to pull this flap down and decorate it later. This flap is going to be up there like that. To decorate, you can use all sorts of things. I did a project. I actually snuck this kit out earlier and used it for a little tag on a blind date with a book, and I will show you what I'm doing there later. Okay, I'm going to fold this like this so I want to put a layer here, so I'm just going to quickly take my pencil, outline this so I can trim it, put a line from here to here, use this so I can roughly see where that's going to be. Again, no perfection in junk journaling. It's not like the old days of scrapbooking where we made sure everything matched up just perfectly and we measured everything. We were so stressed about making sure things were perfect. And I think honestly for myself, I wasted a lot of time worrying about exactly having things lined up. And we didn't always have the cool stencils and stuff we have now and templates. So I spent a lot of time worrying about stuff I should have never really worried about. I might save this just in case I want to fussy cut those later. Okay, so this is the front. And I'm just going to glue that on there so it's going to decorate the front a little. First I'm going to use my distressed oxide. I should have had a blue out. Or this is just my distress ink. I should have had a blue out. I'm really set on my... This is Gathered Twig. I usually use Vintage Photo. Sometimes I use Black Soot, but I'm kind of stuck. My go-to is definitely Vintage Photo, but I do have Gathered Twig here, so yay me. Okay, so I'm just going to, lots of times if it's a project that needs to be durable, I do ATG tape, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. I'm going to make a mess today, I can tell. I'll put this down this way. I'm not going to worry too much about placement. Just going to stick it on there. Call it good. Okay, then this is going to flip down. I'm actually going to glue that down also. And then remember, I have to cover up that little flap there. So now I need to, silly me, I should have made that better. But so now I need to find another scrap of paper that I won't use. Let's see what, oh, I have a misprint that I didn't print on cardstock. So let me grab one of those. And I'll use a piece of one of those. Decisions. Because I don't want to ruin a piece. But I think I will maybe just grab a little piece out of here. It's not going to be pretty because I don't want, this is on paper, but I can still probably use it, so I don't want to ruin it. And let's do this here. I think. And this is just, like I said, an alternative to one of the printed pockets. I love the printed pockets that Miss E provides, but I don't always use them because I like thinking outside of the box, which again is not me. I'm a conformist. I don't think outside the box, but evidently I'm getting all sorts of reckless here. So this is January 4th, my project's for January 4th, and it's kind of exciting for me. January 4th is my 18th wedding anniversary. My husband and I have been married tomorrow. It'll be 18 years. We got married at 6 p.m. In a little wedding chapel in Laughlin, Nevada. We did not technically elope because we planned it out ahead of time. And it was literally one of the most selfish things I've ever done. Because even though we had friends and family that knew we were getting married, we didn't have anybody meet us down there. We didn't have anybody spend our wedding weekend with us. We went down, just the two of us, and it was very selfish, but it was wonderful. Normally when you go on destination weddings or wedding trips like that, you are constantly worried about how your guests and family members, is their room okay? Is their food okay? Did they have a bad flight? Are they feeling okay? All those things. Because we chose not to take anybody with us, all we had to focus on was each other, which was probably good because we both had some sinus issues while we were there. And so we slept a lot. Real exciting, right? Wedding weekend, slept a lot. But anyway, it's our 18th wedding anniversary, and I'm pretty excited about that. And side note, we weren't going to tell anybody we were married. In fact, we didn't tell very many people at all that we got married. We wanted to get settled in and then let people know. And however, I worked at a school that my children went to, and my kids knew where we were going. And my former mother-in-law knew where we were going. My sister and brother-in-law knew where we were going. And that was about it. And, oh, hope I can get that out of there. And, so I get back to work when we got back. And I walk in the door, and the school secretary says, "Congratulations." And I go, "What?" And she goes, "Congratulations, you got married on your wedding. I can't believe you got married." And I'm going, oh. So first of all, God bless my sister. She also worked at the same school. And I thought sure she had told people. And it was like, not a big deal. It was already done. There was nothing I could do about it. And then I go down the hall and another person says, "Congratulations, I heard you got married." And I'm going, oh my gosh, this is, the whole world's going to know. Well, I lived in a very small town, so the whole world was the small town I lived in. So I get down the hall and another teacher says, "Congratulations." Another teacher says, "Congratulations." And finally I asked one of the teachers, "How do you guys know? Who told you?" Not that it really mattered, but I wanted to know who told me. And it was not my sister. My son had walked into his classroom and announced that his mom and Mike had gotten married. So here I was ready to blame my sister. I'm not going to use the traditional tags. I'm using a few things other than tags in here for the, because we always have tags. I love the wonderful pre-printed labels and tags. They're awesome. But sometimes I like to mix it up a little bit. So I'm looking through to see what else I can use besides just standard tags. Labels are fun. I really like these, and I'll use them later, I promise. But I'm going to do something different. So I'm going to find a couple things I can use to stuff my little envelope. And again, these are supposed to be quick projects, so I apologize. I'm not going to use one there. I apologize. These are supposed to be quick projects, so I better shut up and start crafting. Anyway, so I'm just going to trim some of these out. I think on this one I want a little white. So I'll trim this out. So anyway, it's our 18th wedding anniversary. I believe this afternoon we're going to go into town and go to dinner at a place called Carver's. If you've never been to Carver's and you have one in your area, I'm going to tell you, go. It's a pretty amazing place. I am not a big meat eater. Okay, what did I pick? I picked that, which is light. So now I want one that's dark and will contrast with that a little bit. So I'm going to pick this one. So Carver's is an awesome restaurant. It's a little pricey, but, you know, for special occasions. I know people that go there for lunch, even when it's not a special occasion. I guess their special occasion is just that they're going to Carver's, which is great. It's in the city, so I don't, you know, we have to drive into the city, so. I almost cut off the bottom of that snowman. I don't even know if these will all fit in here. And I could double layer them, but for right now, I'm just adding some stuff for my pockets. So here we go. Quick, easy. Again, I'm talking more than I'm crafting, so I apologize for that. Also coming up, on the 10th, it's my birthday. And I'm not one that worries about getting old. However, this is a milestone one. My 60th birthday. Pretty exciting. In my family, it's not sad to hit milestones, because we have family members who didn't get the chance to hit some of the milestones. I've lived longer than 2 of my sisters and 1 of my brothers. As far as the number of years I have, no, actually, I was raised the youngest of 9, but I have half sisters and half brothers. And so I guess I lost actually before the age of 42, or before the age of 60, which is what I'm turning. 2 of my brothers, before the age of 60, sorry. Before the age of 60, which is what I'm turning, I lost 3 sisters, and 2 brothers died younger than 60. So, in my family, hitting these milestone ages is a blessing. And God willing, I will live a long, happy life. I was telling my husband today, it would be great if we are able-bodied and still able to live independently and do our own thing. I would love to have another 20 years with him. If our health starts to fail and all those things happen, we might not have 20 years. But I sure would like to. We have a very mellow, low-key life. And it's fun. So these are supposed to be quick videos. This is 19 minutes because I talk so much. But I'm going to make this quick and we're going to finish this up so that we can get on to ending this one. I may post another video today. I haven't decided. You know, like I said, it's those dang dogs. They happen to be napping in the bedroom right now. They really don't like it when I shut them in to the bedroom, but that's on the other end of the house. And if I just had them here, or if I shut the door, they would be whining at the door. So, happy anniversary to me and my husband and I. Very excited. We, sometimes we don't even go out on an anniversary. Sometimes we just have dinner in. We aren't one. I am kind of one of those strange women. Well, any of you that know me know I'm very strange. I'm a little bit weird, and I have a really warped sense of humor. But, on another note, I never expect flowers or candy or jewelry on my anniversary. It's nice, but it's not necessary. I truly believe that it's not the anniversaries and the milestones like Christmas and the holidays that matter. It's all the days in between. So, while I love to celebrate our anniversary, it's not the day of the anniversary that matters. It's the 365 days between the anniversaries that matter. What our life is like every day together. And I'm blessed because, like I said, we have a low-key, low drama, fairly relaxed home and relaxed marriage. Are we perfect? No. Do we get on each other's nerves? Absolutely. Are there times when I might be upset with him, or maybe he's upset with me? Sure. Does any of that matter in the long run? Not a bit. So, I'm excited we're going out to dinner. I'm excited to be another year with my husband. I don't know if he's getting me anything because the day's not over. Probably dinner is our gift to each other. Maybe not. I may have something in my stash that I set aside that I've forgotten about. I'll have to look in my gift closet and see if I forgot something in there that I already got him. But again, we don't always do gifts. I'm a paper crafter. I make cards. I make a lot of cards and a lot of handmade gifts for people. I'm going to trim that later around there, but for now I'm just going to distress it. So, I make cards for people, crafty friends, for swaps, to give to people, to crafty people I craft with, people in the Facebook groups I'm in, people in the challenges I am, and so forth. I am terrible about making handmade cards for my family and friends. I mean, terrible. 90% of the time, if I remember to send a card, it's late. And 90% of the time, when I do remember to send a card, it is store-bought. Is that awful? It's awful. I have probably 200 handmade cards over there that I just should pick one out and mail it to a person or give it to them, but I don't. It's like, I don't know what it is. It's like a glitch in my thinking. I need to start doing that, and this is January. There's a birthday today of a friend. I don't usually give him a card at all. I give him a hello and a hug and a happy birthday. So I can't say I'll start with him, but maybe that's one of my goals for this year, to do better. Another one of my things, those of you that know, I'm a Tula 12 independent brand ambassador. Tula 12 is planners, organized, and quick crafts. And I am going, in my VIP group that I have for my planning customers and friends, I'm going to stick that one back there. I am am going to do journaling prompts. Now, my plan is to do a journaling prompt for every day. However, we are on January 4th, and I haven't done one yet. So, obviously, I am not going to get one done for today. Maybe I will. It might be at 10 o'clock tonight. So I'm going to be a few days behind, but that's okay. Or a few, yeah, because I didn't start on the 1st. So somewhat in January, I'm going to try to post one every day. The only way I will do that is if I actually pre-schedule everything, which I'm not always good about doing. Takes a while because I don't use any of the apps that help you post faster and better. Okay, I'm not going to trim all this out right now because this video is going on and on. Maybe I'll show you this tag at the beginning of the next video. Maybe I'll finish making this one off camera, and then when I do my next pocket and tag, I will show you what this final project looks like. I may add a little buttons and baubles and so forth. So again, let me find my papers. This is my project for today, which is January 4th, and it's a pockets with tags. I only can make in one pocket, but like I said, I may do a couple other videos. And this is in the January Jumpstart, a fresh creative restart with Scrapbooking with Me Crafts and the design team. Please check out the description of the video. There you will find my coupon code, where you can save on qualifying projects, which basically are non-special projects and no bundles. You can save 20% off in the Scrapbooking with Me website store. All of the Scrapbooking with Me links are included. My links are also there and in a link tree, I believe. There's also a list of the other designers. I don't have links to their YouTube channels. This is just one of those things, I don't know if it's still true, that when you post too many links in your YouTube description, it cuts down on the amount of traffic, or it cuts down on the algorithm. I don't know if that's still true. If it is, I don't know. I'm assuming it is. If it's not, somebody tell me and I'll start putting more links in my descriptions. But all the names are there. You can search hashtag W or SWME Scrapbooking with Me. You can just hashtag SWME Design Team, and the project should come up because everybody should have that as one of their hashtags. So thank you for visiting my channel. There's the start of my little pocket. I'm going to put that in there and maybe a flower. And come back again soon. I might be back later with another video, another pocket. And then at the end of this, after I make my pockets and my, what else was I making? After I make my pockets and my washi tape on tags and my side tucks and my belly bands and all of that, along with all the other things everybody else is going to make, embellished envelopes, simple journal pages, clusters with scraps, from junk to journal, using lace and projects. All my projects from this, maybe I'll put together a cute little junk journal. So this is Kathi Lee, Crafting with Kathi Lee, saying see you later. Have a wonderful January. Wishing you many blessings and lots of good things in 2026. And come back again soon. Please like this video if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to see more of my stuff. And take a look at all the other designers and the Scrapbooking with Me YouTube page. Everybody could use some love. Talk to you soon. Bye.